Welcome back to Business and Leisure. In the following feature, you will meet a Filipino entrepreneur, a father who boldly took up the challenge of facing up to giants in the industry he ventured into and is now reaping recognition and rewards for his resilience in the face of challenges.
Paco Magsaysay was always just a dairy farmer in Bay, Laguna until he realized that his dairy farm had products that could be put to better or more profitable use. And after experimenting with various products, he thought, why not maximize the use of fresh milk, which he had plenty of on a daily basis? Thus was Carmen's Best Ice Cream born.
Because ice cream is 80% dairy. So 80% of our product was already guaranteed by our farm. So, kumbaga sa supply, kontrolado na namin ang supply of 80% of our product. So, we were just concerned with the remaining 20%. So, for that 20%, we just decided to use the best ingredients and come up with a very special kind of ice cream.
Carmen's Best Ice Cream is a newbie in the Philippine market, which now has big players, along with other imported brands.
Actually, we incorporated in 2009 with the SEC, and the name of the company is called Carmen's Best Dairy Products. And the reason we called it Carmen's Best Dairy Products was because we did not know kung anong product gagawin namin that was coming from the milk of the family dairy farm in Bay, Laguna. But testing other products such as flavored milk, yogurt, some cheeses, even pastillas. In 2011, we decided to start selling our line of ice cream.
Actually, Paco never had any background in food production. With no culinary background, Paco knew that he needed some help in this department in a young company inspired by his youngest child named Carmen, who just loves ice cream. He started experimenting with his own kind of ice cream using fresh milk from his farm, though he claims that he learned the basic steps of ice cream making through YouTube.
I was already baking for my kids. I'd bake cookies and brownies and fudge, chocolate fudge for my kids. So going from that to making ice cream was a simple jump because baking is very exact. So ingredients have to be exact and may pagka-OC ako eh. So it's just easier for me to do ice cream than to do some sort of cooking dish.
And because he was bent on seriously taking up ice cream making as a business, he enrolled for a short course at the prestigious Penn State Ice Cream.
This is the same course that Ben and Jerry's took about 30 or 40 years ago when they first started Ben and Jerry's. That's why our ice cream may konting kapareho sa Ben and Jerry's in terms of quality. But I think ours is better. And I take a lot of pride in the fact that many people buy our ice cream now because so much of that ice cream is me. From choosing the flavors, choosing the ingredients, the packaging, the color of our logo. So many aspects of the business is a reflection on me. That when I talk to people and they say that they have 3 or 5 pints of Carmen's Best in their freezer, I feel very touched because parang they approve of what we came up with.
Paco is the first to admit that he cannot compete price-wise with the other commercial ice cream makers, but he can certainly compete in the quality department because he uses nothing short of fresh milk from his farm.
You have to understand that when commercial ice cream is made, they use powdered milk, and that totally changes the quality of the product. And we were not looking to use powdered milk. So in terms of volume, we could only do so much. So we couldn't really sell to the mass market anyway because the quality that we wanted to maintain, we couldn't come up with that large number of volume to sell to the public.
Rather than take on the big commercial manufacturers, Paco opted wisely to serve a niche market that will pay for top quality and leave the mass market for the big commercial players. Early on, Paco knew that it was a long climb. He had no restaurant to speak of, no culinary background to rely on, and all of his friends, colleagues, and acquaintances knew this. This was probably one of several challenges he had to hurdle.
The longer we were in business, habang mas maraming kumakain ng ice cream namin, more people started following us or being regular customers in terms of trying other flavors. So, and it just kept on growing, in terms of word of mouth. And at the start of any small business, like what we had, you have to do so many parts of the business. I mean, I remember when I was still making the ice cream and I had to deliver it the next day, So I would make it, then I would deliver it the next day because the driver had to take the kids to school. So I had to deliver the ice cream, and you really have to multitask, kumbaga, no?
He started out selling to friends who lived in villages and tried out the smaller groceries. The slow but sure approach paid off because from sheer word of mouth, more and more people came to know about Carmen's Best ice cream.
I want as many people to try this ice cream. That's all I want. Just one spoon. We would give out free pints of ice cream for tasting. And I would tell my new resellers, just make them try it. Just one spoon. That's all I say. And we grew from that, Because in one spoon, you're already gonna know if the product is good or not, right?
The slow but sure approach made the risk smaller. He started out with small machineries, then slowly graduated to bigger, more cost-efficient machines and started with only 3 flavors.
Normally, the first 3 flavors any ice cream will give you is strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. And I wanted to do something totally different. So what we started with was 4 flavors, and those 4 flavors are Brazilian coffee, salted caramel, butter pecan, and malted milk. So those were my first 4 flavors. So just the flavors alone, it was very different.
Now Carmen's Best is in several groceries.
So we are actually in Pure Gold, Walter Mart, Landmark, Shopwise, Rustan's, Fisher Mall, Deck along Wilson Street, Dao Eng Chai. And we have some eco stores of Miss Chitwan. And the rest pretty much are either home distributors or also small groceries. And we grew with the small groceries initially to the point that when there was a following for our ice cream, that's when the groceries started coming in.
And because Paco has tested the waters successfully, he is now happily serving his first order of ice cream abroad, more specifically to Taiwan, and is now looking at the Middle Eastern market that is known as big ice cream consumers. He also continues to visit food expos in order to learn more about the latest equipment in the food industry because he is always on the lookout to improve his business. For him, quality still tops his list of priorities.
When we choose ingredients, we don't really look at what the profit margin is for each particular ingredient. So if, let's say, we're going to try a cocoa powder type of ingredient, we will have, let's say, 3 or 5 different ice creams made with that particular cocoa powder, and we will blindly try which one. And we will choose it based on the quality or the best tasting one, not on which one gives us the profit margin that we quote-unquote are looking for. We make our product based on quality, and that's what we offer.
And as luck, or shall we say perseverance and top quality make possible, Philippine Airlines took notice of this proudly Philippine-made product and ordered some for the Pope's trip out of the country.
So the Pope ate our ice cream in the airplane going back to Rome. It was a chartered flight from Philippine Airlines. And it was actually Philippine Airlines who asked us to serve 2 flavors. They chose malted milk, which is one of the first 4 flavors, and another flavor called brown butter almond brittle.
And now Philippine Airlines carries Carmen's Best ice cream and serves it in the business class of their long-haul flights. prove that Carmen's Best can slug it out with high-end foreign brands of ice cream. And because blessings have started to come his way, Paco and his family have started giving back to the community. Part of the proceeds when you buy a pint of Carmen's Best goes to the PGH Foundation that helps out indigent patients. Entrepreneurship may not be for everybody, but for those who want to venture here, Paco has some words of wisdom.
Number one, if you're gonna get into entrepreneurship, you have to realize you're gonna spend a lot of time working. Because for some reason, I hear people talk and they say they want to work for themselves because they don't want to work so hard. If that's your mentality, your chances of failure is very high because you need to put a lot of work in. And as I was saying earlier, you work not only in one part of the business, you're working in all the different parts of your business. So you will need to enjoy what you're doing, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're not gonna do it. Number two, you need to really work your tail off. I mean, you gotta work like there's no tomorrow. Kung nagbibilang ka ng oras, like, nag 60 hours a week na, nag 80 hours, then don't be an entrepreneur, because you will spend more than 80 hours a week if you want your business to succeed. It takes a lot of hard work. You have to talk to experts in their various fields. Listen to them, but at the end of the day, it's really your decision. Because if you're doing everything that everyone else does, then Carmen's Best is not going to exist. Right? So sometimes you have to break the rules.
With a limited distribution infrastructure, many may be wondering how to get hold of a pint of Carmen's Best ice cream.
Well, we're actually in Facebook and in the internet. Our fan page in Facebook is Carmen's Best Artisanal Ice Cream. And in the web, our address is www.carmensbest.com. There you will find where we sell our ice cream from Zambales down to Davao. So just check there, and even if you're not such a big ice cream fan, just try just one spoonful. And you're also helping the PGH Medical Foundation. So thank you so much.
Well, that certainly looks like pure indulgence for anyone looking for the ultimate in ice cream experience.